so I want to talk about a used and library book haul that I've procured quite a collection over the past few months. I typically hate buying physical books because I just don't have the space for it. However, I have a weakness for used books. I don't like buying them too often, so I think after this I'm gonna hold off for now until I can get rid of some of the books that I already have. So, all right, let's get right into the book haul. So, I got these from a mystery blind book box place called Vignette Books. I did a quiz and I got a theme. I believe it was a thinker or something to that effect. My friend got it as a gift for me, so I got these three books. Langston Hughes selected poems by him. I've never read Langston Hughes. I don't believe that I have. Maybe once or twice in school, but I don't remember. I'm very happy to get this because I've been wanting to get into poetry. I've always wanted to try writing it myself, so learning from the best would be great. I also got this The Human Condition by Hannah Arendt. I have no idea who this person is. I'm gonna sound so ignorant. I have no idea who this person is. I'm excited to find out who she is. And this is a very intriguing title. I like to go in completely blind, so I'm not even reading the back. And I have kind of a not anthology. Is it an anthology? I believe so. Of The Power of Nonviolence, writings by advocates of peace. It was it's called a Beacon anthology. And it's from a bunch of very famous authors, activists, philosophers, etc. So I'm really excited to read this as well. And let me get into now the books I personally bought. It's three books. And these are going to be really nerdy. These are going to be really nerdy because they're books that I've always wanted to read. So the first book will be Dante's Divine Comedy. I'm actually following along with an open Yale course. It was filmed in like the 2000s by and there's this like professor that kind of teaches you the context of it within Dante's life and also like the political climate and religious climate that he wrote it in, which will give a lot of good context and background for this piece of work. Now, the other book that I got at the same bookstore here in California was also Paradise Lost by John Milton. I previously mentioned I did read a little bit of this for college, but so many things are based off of Paradise Lost and Divine Comedy in the world, like internationally, that I felt I need to do my due diligence as someone who likes pop culture and wants to engage with it critically to actually read the source material. So I grabbed a Norton Critical Edition, which is great because they have a lot of essays and footnotes and all of that good stuff for me to really understand what the heck John Milton was talking about. To my knowledge, they're honestly both Bible fan fiction, and I love fanfic, so we're gonna have fun with that. And then the last book, I got it from a bookstore up in Berkeley, and it's called a Sleepy Cat Bookstore. It is so cute because they have a sleepy cat that roams around or takes naps in the store. So this is a book I've heard people not like and people like. I don't know. It is Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. I am a fan of her sister. Of course, I love Jane Eyre, is one of my favorite novels. But I've never read Wuthering Heights. I'm excited and I do want to finally have it like checked off my TBR because I've always wanted to read it. Now, onto my library pile. It's gonna be a little weird. So, I have a little work notification, whatever. So, these three books, the first one's from Lockwood&Co. I know they have a Netflix show. I've never watched it. I don't really care for watching it either. I wanted a supernatural pair that goes around fighting ghosts, and maybe there's a little bit of romance involved. And I have The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon. I have never heard of this book until my friend mentioned it, and it was only because there's like a thing in the book community where like people want their covers to match. This infuriatingly enough, for several years had mismatched book covers. I believe between the fourth and the fifth book. Don't quote me on that. But my friend really likes this series. It's still not done. So by the time I slowly get through this series, if I do like this first book enough, maybe it'll be finished by then. Before I do all that, I need to finish Hellbent. So I read the first book and I liked it enough. It was, even though it's not marketed as YA, it honestly can be. I don't believe it's really an adult fiction kind of book. It's, yeah, there's like some sensitive topics in there, and which is fine, which does warrant a higher kind of age group, but I didn't find it to be so complicated. But I do care about Darlington and I like Alex, so there's that. I first read it as an ebook, but then I kind of dropped off because I have ADHD. But anyway, I got the physical copy, which makes it a lot harder to ignore. So there's that. Yep, that's all. That's my book haul so far. It's a three, six, nine books, and six of them I own, unfortunately. I have this thing about used books where it's just softer to the touch. It's not sanitized. It feels loved. There's a sense of like experience when you feel something that is used. And I just love that. I love that secondhand feeling. I love that the smell of aged paper. It's one of my favorite smells because it makes me feel nostalgic for the books that I owned when I was really young, and I would reread them over the years, and it would gradually, obtain those characteristics. And it would just make me happy because I knew I was in for a good time because I already read it before, and it still is a good time. So that kind of, that feeling is a little bit replicated when I do get used books, even if it's with books I've never read before. I'm trying not to borrow any more books from Libby because I really do need to get through these physical books. So let's hope I do. Thank you guys for watching and sticking through all the way to the end. I know I was gone for several months. Okay, bye!